And we should now be live. Hello everybody. I'm just going to make sure everything is working okay on OBS. Looks like it. Excellent. How are we all doing? Hello King Giga. Hello Joshua, sarcastic paleontologist. And yes, the drink is tea. Hello Goofy Goof. Hello Nerd Guy. 2 seconds. And Dino Army is here as well. So, welcome back to Prehistoric Kingdom. I'm going to just switch the weather to sunny. Thank you very much, so we can see what we're doing. You're getting mauled by wolves in the Himalayas. There are worse places to be mauled by wolves. Dino Army is playing Broken Arrow. No worries, Dino. What's my opinion on Planet Zoo? I'll give you that in a minute, King Giga. So, today we are going to go back to Prehistoric Kingdom. I haven't played this since the game's main release back in, I think the last time I played this was last year at some point. And I haven't played it since. So, we're going back to the game to see how it's developed and to actually basically play it properly. And also, while I'm doing it, to give you guys some tips and tricks for modular building games like this, like Planet Zoo, Planet Coaster, that kind of thing. And something I can already tell you guys is that the game has not been graphically optimized barely at all. I'm still having to run this on medium settings, even though my hardware is more than capable of both minimum and recommended. So yeah, it's there is still obviously a lot of work to go. But as you can see, I've already made a start. So this is going to be our entrance building, and the plan is we're going to be focusing primarily on the entrance building and the surrounding area first. This is a much slower paced game than Jurassic World Evolution 2. We probably won't get to dinosaurs for a couple of episodes. We're going to be focusing on this every few weeks. So, this is going to be a bit more of a contemplative, slower paced stream. But the aim is this is going to be the entrance. We're going to have a sort of an open plan building with upstairs sort of restaurant seating area. We're going to have panoramic windows here looking out onto the park. And basically we're just going to go with the flow and see how it goes. Outside we're going to have planters with statues, vegetation, that sort of thing. So that is the plan. Valentine's Day is kind of pointless. Every day might as well be Valentine's Day. That's a nice way of looking at it, Joshua. Have I ever played Far Cry 4? No, I stopped after the first and second ones. I played Far Cry 1 and Far Cry 2 and really enjoyed them. I just didn't really... Well, I enjoyed Far Cry 1 more than Far Cry 2. And I just didn't really feel like playing the rest. I want something a little taller than that. Actually, maybe. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. So these two routes are going to be the only ones in and out of the building. The rest of the building is going to be pretty much fully enclosed. There won't be any other entrances or exits. That's the plan. Hey Fletcher, if you given the choice, what would be the next dinosaur you would add to Prehistoric Kingdom or JWE2? I think next for Prehistoric Kingdom, they need to start adding more ancient mammals. So we've had quite a lot of dinosaurs. We need to start having more of the other animals. And when it comes to JWE2, Plateosaurus. Now, one thing I haven't decided on is the colour of the outer building. I went with this white brick because I wasn't really happy with any of the rest, and I thought maybe you guys could help me come up with something. You know, I want something that's not, like, stupidly modern. I want it to look, you know, slightly realistic, but with a modern touch. I don't want something as mental as, like, Jurassic World's buildings, but I want something... I mean, maybe the white brick instead of the big cinder blocks. I don't know. Because the cinder blocks are a bit big. Or we could go with... See, these I kind of a bit more themed. I think the typical British brick is a bit much. I do kind of like this sort of weathered brick effect. I think that was quite nice. There is going to be no enclosure, Goofy Goof. Yeah, so Prehistoric Kingdom is not this sort of game. You know, we're focusing on this building in this stream. And it already took me about an hour and a half to build what you see here. So I doubt we'll get to an enclosure. Let's just finish the rest of this building off. Because I also want to somewhere have a balcony. I just don't know where I want the balcony to be. Ugh. And we also need to think about where we're going to have windows and other elements. I think we need a window or something in the back. So we're going to dump in a couple more big panels. Hey, let's double, oopsie daisy. Let's try that again. There we go. And let's change this back to bricks. Okay. The roof is going to be a separate structure that we will build all in one go and put on top. So we're just focusing on the actual building at the moment. Do you know how to change path types in PK without the weird Z fighting? No, I was having a lot of Z fighting with the textures on the pieces as well. It's just one of those things that you have to kind of put up with. Like I say, it is an early access game. I haven't used the Deinosuchus mod yet on Nexus, so I don't have an opinion just yet. So let's go... I kind of want a window here, but not... So let's do windows there, and let's get rid of that one and have a window. One thing I would say that's a bit annoying is they give you these windowed pieces, but you can't put the window in. Like, you have to manually place the window in. And like, what's the point of that? I think we'll have the balconies on this side. So these are going to be the entrances to the balcony, and then the balconies will go out here, and we'll figure out this area underneath. PK doesn't have mods, it has workshop support. So, in that respect, you just download other people's creations. But I haven't downloaded anything for this, because for this first stream I wanted just to focus on, you know, what I can build, basically. Have you tested the AI of the dinosaurs and how they deal with terrain in this game? No, I haven't. I have played this game before, but I haven't for a while. One thing I would say is earlier on when I was determining the graphic settings I needed, I was on the tutorial map and the Argentinosaurus stepped over the fence and wandered off into the park. So, take from that what you will. I think that works as a suitable balcony. I don't want it too long. And obviously we'll put railings and pillars. And we'll figure out the planting areas underneath. Another tip for people playing modular building games: make sure you're always editing the same structure. So this whole building is going to be just the entrance building structure. In terms of grouping all of these components, that way if I need to move this later I can just grab the whole thing. It's a common mistake not to do that. Do you think you'll make Planet Zoo content? No, because I kind of want that to be Dane's thing. Now, someone asked me what my thoughts were of the game of Planet Zoo coming to console. What's happened here? Let's get rid of that. So, my first thought is that I think it was inevitable that Planet Zoo was going to come to console. We have Planet Coaster, I think Planet Zoo on on console was going to always happen. But I do wonder something I would say is that Planet Zoo is a very intensive game on a CPU. A lot of stuff is done on the CPU. And my thoughts are Jurassic World Evolution 2 doesn't exactly run brilliantly on the consoles, whether they're the current consoles or last generation's consoles. And my concern is that the game is going to run just as badly on those consoles as it does on JWE2, which will of course spoil the game for the people who buy it. What do people think? Do we think go with the H pillar, or do we think go with the just purely square metal pillars? What do people think? Because this is a game of design, so it's all about what people think looks the best. Purely square beam. Purely square beams it is. And I think we'll need 3. So 1, 2, and then 3. So but yeah, I mean, going back to Planet Zoo on console, if they can make it run correctly, I think it's a really good idea. But like I say, it comes down to that question of, can it be made to run correctly? And I don't have much faith in Frontier actually managing to do that. So, I mean, I won't be getting it on console anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. I don't want any of this wood disturbed, so I'm going to move these down. One feature I would say that the Prehistoric Kingdom has over Planet Zoo and Coaster is the scaling option on every single modular piece. You know, just the ability to scale up and down means you end up oh shoot. It means you end up, you know, you don't have to use 20 million pieces to do something when you can just resize one object to fill the gap that you want to fill in. Which I think is a really good thing that Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo should definitely have. Okay, so I'm going to drop that down. I'll put that there. And we're going to do the same thing. Actually, what I'm going to do here, instead of using that one, I'm going to take this one, I'm going to duplicate it, and then just drag it along. for that. There we go. And yeah, I think that looks quite good. I think I might string something between them, like lights or something.
Diet don't convert. It's not good for your health.
Yes, I heard about the meter. I actually think that's a really good idea, and I would like to see that come to Jurassic World Evolution 2.
Yes.
And maybe just in general, I think more games need to have that. Especially if you're a building game, I think building games, you need to have a system like that. What just happened there? Did it just make 3? Duplicate with advanced editing. Okay. There we go. The advanced editing features are a little finicky at times, because it assumes you want to always have like multiples instead of just the one. So you always have to remember to exit after you duplicate. Yeah, not bad. I think we'll keep using the square pillars for reinforcement along everywhere else.
By the way, funny little thing people probably notice. It's big noise. I think we used to like black and white spikes for the drive. Yeah. That's the thing.
Planet Zoo probably only came to console because they felt they completed the game like they did Jurassic World when they released the console. Well, from what I understand, Planet Zoo still has more stuff coming, so I don't think it is complete. Actually just realised I probably want to have...
Trust me, I smell things.
It does somewhat annoy me that we don't have banister pieces.
Trust me.
So I'm going to have to manually make banisters. I'm actually just going to make this one slightly taller so that I can put a banister between them. Something about there. And then one of these as well. Yep, happy with that. I suppose we're going to need banisters all the way along, aren't we? That's only just flipping occurred to me. I think it is way too early to say that 2024 will be Frontiers month.
I love
Way too early. Now, I suppose we need to think about what's going to be on the inside of this.
black and white.
I'm tempted to have like a sort of maybe a couple. I want some vegetation in here. I want some greenery in here. I'm thinking, and I also want to hide basically the bottom of this stairwell. So I'm thinking, should we have like some L-shaped planters that go along this glass and along this stairwell? And then I'm thinking we could do something similar with this glass as well. Have like a semicircular one. How easy would that be to put in? And I don't... I think I'm going to do any of the internal decoration. I think I might have as a separate modular. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Edit group. Right. Let's... Do we have like a low semicircular wall? That's not quite what I was after. That's closer. And maybe if we had it as something like brick. Maybe I want to change the angle. Let's do 45-degree angles. That's still 90 degrees. What are you doing? Ah, there we go. Yeah, something more like that at a 45-degree, but it needs to be shorter. Because that's too long. Sorry, I am having a drink of tea as well. I personally like the look of wooden planters. Okay. So maybe we could go for that dark wood instead. It's just a really awkward... It's a really awkward gap. Maybe it's going to have to be straight. No, it might just have to be a straight... is that the lowest wall? That is the lowest wall. That's way too tall. Okay. Let's have... let's make it sort of that wide? No, that wide. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually... I'm going to shrink it down a bit. I don't want it too tall. That'll do. And then we'll drag one over to here. And then...
It is.
I could probably do with... No, let's just have another one in there. Does that look all right?
I mean, I've also
We're going to have soil, obviously, in here. Where is soil? Rocks and sticks. Ooh. Oh, that's quite impressive. Gardening. These. Okay. Oh, blast. I'm out of the group.
Center of time.
Edit group. Let's try that again. Why is the group out? Okay, well, whatever. Right, this needs to be somewhat smaller, somewhat wider.
It's just nice. Short RPs actually. What we've been doing so far has been quite active.
I don't mind if there is a few slight rough edges. There you go. I think that's acceptable. I think it looks quite good against the glass as well. Just have another slurp of tea before it goes cold. Right, I think we could do decorating this garden area. I think we need a statue in here. Maybe some topiary, maybe a... I saw a topiary a minute ago. Ah, there we go. Sauropod? That looks good. It's kind of adorable, actually. I think I might shrink the size a bit. Something like that. A little sauropod. And maybe... can I have... Turn angle snap off. There we go. Oh, I think he's actually in the... He's on the floor. Whoops. There we go. And then we'll decorate everything underneath. Do I recommend getting Planet Coast, Prehistoric Kingdom? Do I recommend getting it? Yes, with a few caveats. If you're gonna get it, accept the fact that it is a completely early access title that's been in development for a long time and is still in a lot of development. It is nowhere near perfect. Also, if you're going to get it, accept the fact that this is not Jurassic World Evolution 2. You are going to be spending hours making stuff. And the point of the game is not building a park. The point of the game is your imagination building a park. If you have no imagination, and if you really struggle with things in Jurassic World Evolution 2, like park building, to doing imaginative stuff, you may really struggle with this game. It is not the sort of game for everybody. In the same way that Planet Coaster is not, and Planet Zoo is not the sort of game for everyone. If you can accept those, you know, caveats, then yeah, get it, because you will never build a, the park you build in Prehistoric Kingdom and Planet Zoo, Planet Coaster, will be entirely your creation. It'll be entirely yours, and you can do all sorts of crazy shit with it. I always prefer it in the floor. I'm glad someone else said that, because I think I prefer it in the floor as well. I'm gonna lower it back down. There you go. What if I treat it like Jurassic World Evolution 2? Then you'll get nothing from this. If you treat this game like Jurassic World Evolution 2, there is no point getting this game. Because it is so much more than that. I mean, yes, you could just go onto the workshop, download a bunch of workshop items, and build like Jurassic World Evolution 2, but then you're not really using the game properly. And I know some people will turn around and say, well, there's no wrong way to play a game like this. I don't believe that's true. I think you can definitely play a game like this in the wrong way. If you're not going to build in the way that it, you know, gives you the opportunity to, don't bother. You're just wasting your time. There's nothing wrong with enjoying a game like Jurassic World Evolution because you find it easier to build on. Nothing wrong with that at all. And in some respects, I think the people who say, which do you prefer, Prehistoric Kingdom or Jurassic World Evolution 2, like I see often on Evo's streams, I think they have the wrong idea. I think it's a completely wrong question to ask. Yeah, it's a waste of the game's capabilities. And why would you get a game like this if you're not going to use it to its maximum potential, you know? So what sort of flowers and stuff shall we have in here? Let's have a look. I want something... That's way too big. That's way too big. Ooh, shoot. I want like a little tree. Maybe not something that big. Could I not just have like a short palm? Like a, but that's better. Okay. Of course, the only annoying thing about this game is you do have to do so much moving around yourself that, like I say, it's not a exciting game to watch, and I apologize for that. But I do think that this game has the potential to be such a greater dinosaur game than Jurassic World Evolution 2 that I feel like it's necessary to kind of start trying to learn how to play it properly. I want this one to kind of be tilted a little. I think that's enough green. Pink flowers. Yes, the pink flowers. You mean these ones? Maybe, or maybe I do like the little bromeliads. I think the bromeliads are really cool. So let's place a few of those in, and the aloe veras. Oh, bollocks. Sorry, excuse my French. I think this one I would quite like to have down at its foot. I mean, also from a strictly personal note, I love gardens and I love gardening. So this does kind of give me the opportunity to sort of enjoy that aspect of things. Anything pink looks cool on plants. True. I do think that's one of the problems that Dress Wed Evolution 2 has, I think, is that a lot of the free sort of placeable vegetation it gives us, it's all green. There's nothing that's like a different colour. We desperately need more flowers and stuff. Oh. Okay, I think we can put a few taller ones in. Foxgloves are a little problematic. No, I didn't say click off it. No. I think my mouse is dying, you know. I've been noticing a lot of misclicks lately. We have that one underneath there. Yeah, I think that's good. And maybe I want like one more colour. I think we might be able to squeeze one of those in. You just lost a match in Broken Arrow. Marines are OP in forests. Oh shit, I forgot the aloe veras. Well, you know what they say, Dino? Get good. Oh, that is floating. Let's just shrink that one down a little smaller. And another thing I think people do wrong in a lot of these games, and I think Jurassic World Evolution 2 people do it wrong in that as well, is this idea that vegetation has to be like completely all-encompassing. I personally think like a vegetated garden area looks better if you leave space. Like if there is empty space to see the dirt underneath. I am going to make this one a little bigger though, just for a bit of size difference here. Ah! Yeah. I think I might make this palm a little smaller, but a bit taller. Depends on the environment situation. True, it does depend on the situation, but for like a manually placed sort of flower bed, I think that looks quite good. Quite decorative. Is there seating? Where is props? Scenery? Oh, we got murals now. Arthroplura statues? What? Hang on. Could this be an indication of future plans, methinketh? To have Arthroplura in the game? Because if they do, that would be fucking awesome. I love Arthroplura. I'm getting distracted. I want seats. Structural elements, lighting, props, scenery, signs, gardening, foliage, special? Are they under something different? Ah, here they are. Bench tropical. It's just a piece of stone. I think... Oh, I think those are quite nice. What do we think? The sort of stone ones with the backing? I think that works quite nicely. I think we'll have two. We'll manually place them a little closer. Maybe a little lower. And maybe make them... Oh, I can't make them longer. That's annoying. Like, have one there. It looks uncomfy. Well, has anyone ever seen a bench outside that does look comfy? Like, has anyone actually ever seen a bench in a park and they think, oh yes, that looks like it's a feather mattress? I just wanted something that goes with the overall sort of style. We've got these exposed stones. I was tempted to try and do like a Jurassic Park-esque thing and having some skulls or skeletons in there. Have we got like donation boxes or anything? Oh, maybe we could have like an information sign here. No species nearby. I know. Oh, whoops. Undo. Can't I just give it an information? That's a bit disappointing. You can't give it a displayed... You know, you can't give it a any writing manually. It has to be... That's a bit annoying, but, you know, pretend. We can pretend. Yeah, maybe if we put a species in the actual park, it will be able to, but we'll leave that for now. At least we have some greenery in here. And I basically wanted to do something similar here. Was that the wood we used? Yes. Grid. Oops. 90-degree angle snap. Now that is gonna be too long. So I'm gonna shrink it down. To about that. That's a little nicer. And then we're gonna duplicate and drag out to there. And then we want to... We're gonna need one that's basically like quite long. Because it needs to line up with that basically. That to there. Then we need another one. And this one, I want it to kind of form one part of the stairwell banister. So about there. And then we're going to duplicate that and drag it over. I actually don't mind that it's taller than the one over there. I'm quite happy with that. Simply because obviously the stairway is going to be there. The corners on the planters is bugging me. Well, don't worry, that'll be hidden. I'm back from the, after a Yeti. Yes, I'm a car into the air. Oh God, Barger. I hope you're alright. That's slightly out of alignment. Now, yeah, I want to hide the bottom of these stairwells. So, I want to use rocks. And I want to use a reasonably... that sort of one. It's not going to be that big. We're going to shrink it. We're going to shrink it down. Can we get away with making it a little bit longer? A little bit lower. Yes. And obviously there's going to be soil down here, but I just wanted to basically cover up the stair area. The Yeti was not having it today. I agree. Yeah, so we'll use this chunk of rock. And... no... Thank you. We'll drag this one out to here. And then we need to grab some soil again. Now, same thing as with the other one. I want it to be pretty much right up against that there, but I might make it a little bit taller. And a little bit longer. I could do with being a little bit longer again. Yeah. Anything that sort of clips underneath the stairwell, it doesn't matter because no one is going to see under that. And that's another important tip for any building game, including Jurassic World Evolution 1 and 2 and this, is figure out ways of hiding things rather than being ultra detailed. That one can be deleted. I was gonna grab one of those. I think we can just have the banister going straight into that wood. Yeah, this bugs me, this bit here. Can we cover that up with something? Ah, that kind of works. There you go. That's better. Looks a little less messy now. Also, Fletcher found a new strategy game where you advance through the eras and conquer the world. The only problem is by the time you have tanks, planes, and guns, the AI is in the Stone Age. That sounds... I do know of the game that you are referring to. And yes, the AI of any strategy game is always balked. It's either way too difficult or way too hard. It's never anywhere in between. I kind of want to use some of those... I thought the Arthropleura was so cool, dudes. Kind of disappointed we don't have more statues. Oh, the murals are quite cool. Okay. Can we angle snap? That was a bit much. What the heck? Oh my lord. It's nice to see that in every game, angle snap is a pain in the ass. Why we don't just have a T-Rex skull? Seems a bit strange. I quite like that though. Evade them like people do taxes. Oof. Not wrong though. I think it looks good. Sushi was always one of those things I never developed much of a taste for. It's alright, I just think it's a bit bland. It's just, you know, it's just raw fish. I'm like, it's not as nice to me as, say, a steak. I also don't care what vegetarians say. You can create fake steak as much as you like, it will never be as good as the real thing. I've always thought it was really disingenuous of vegetarians and vegans as well to be like, oh, this is vegetarian chicken. It's like, how can you be a vegetarian but still want to eat chicken flavor? It's like, isn't that a little weird? Surely you don't like the taste of meat? Never understood, like, going into a shop and seeing packets of chicken flavored tofu. Like, You realize the flavoring is, I don't know. Vegetarians can confuse me. Militant vegans especially confuse me. It's like, we don't want anyone eating meat because it's terrible for the environment. Meanwhile, huge swathes of the Amazon rainforest are cut down for crop fields to grow vegetarian food. And farmers poison their fields to grow vegetarian foods. It's like, if I could make any game, what would it be? Oh, I've had way too many ideas over the years. Not all of them politically correct either. The one I think would be most interesting is the idea I had for the park building Fallout game, where you have to build like an animal park in the Fallout universe with all the Fallout creatures and stuff, but also have the added complications of like raiders and super mutants and that sort of thing. I think that might be an interesting game to play. The other idea I had when I was extremely drunk was a game, like a driving game, a bit like something like Mario Kart or something, but where the characters are all like historical figures. So it's a bit like Wacky Races, but like you have actual real life historical figures. That's better. I think they're a bit empty though. There's like... maybe a cactus? Let's put like a couple of cactus in. I keep thinking I'm playing Jurassic World Evolution 2. I just hit N to bring up Kai's Move It mod. Yeah, it feels like that nicely. I want to drive Rainbow Road as George Washington. Yeah, all I'm going to say in regards to that, though, is obviously because we were rather drunk, the conversation about the characters in the game and the racetracks started getting unpolitically correct very quickly. I'm not going to go into any more detail than that, but I'm sure you folks could probably guess. Please go into more detail. No, sarcastic paleontologist, I will not. I'm gonna leave it as I'm sure you can see where things went. That's all I'm going to say. I think this wall is a bit plain. Maybe we could do something on this back wall. I want a fountain. Could we maybe have like a... How do these fountains... Hang on. How do these in-game fountains work then? Oh, these are just statues. They aren't fountains. Does the game not have fountains? Okay, okay. I just think this back wall is a bit plain. That would fit in there really well, actually, as a prefab, but... Maybe we should use it to have the park name. Actually. Hang on. Something is forming in the mind. Let me just, Trellis. I want some trellis. Or maybe we could have just like some dinosaur statue there. Or maybe the murals? Like maybe we could have like... Maybe have like one of the big mural pieces on there? Let's see how that looks. Oh god, I'm not in the group. Edit group. Okay. Let's rotate. Let's turn angle snap on. Let's rotate. Probably did that the wrong way, actually. We want to use the... That's what I want. What do people think? And then maybe have like some dinosaur silhouettes on here. Not a huge fan. Okay. If not a like this, I don't like this wall being plain. If you're not a huge fan, sarcastic painting, tell me what you think would be cool against this wall. I like the idea of incorporating the park name. See, I do too. But I wanted some, like, trellis, but I can't find it. I'm sure there used to be, like, a... Oh, there it is. That's what I want. Ah, right. Okay, hang on. Right. Let's make that bigger. Okay, we're going to put the name of the park on here. So I suppose we need a name. Failed. The death of Nearly. Hmm. I'm trying to think of a name myself. None of these are very good names for animal parks. Let's go. I know. I'm gonna have to do some layout shifting. Mark. I think that's a good name. Starting name. Can we edit? Oh, I like that. Oh wow, we've got so many different fonts now. Ah, there's the classic. Quite like this one. It has an almost Star Trek feel to it, which I like. Hang on. Is this... Oh, that's the object color. So what's this black one? I was not stealing Evo's park name. I just, you know, wanted a name with a dinosaur reference, and Ark Survival Evolved was the reference I went for. I do want some plants or something along there. No, actually, I don't think that does need plants. I quite like how simple that is. Did you know there's a Fallout mod for Hearts of Iron? I didn't know. Well, sarcastically, there would never be that sort of war. Not to mention, I do think it is possible to like multiple people. Yeah, I've just realized all of these need to be changed so that the banisters can go in. Ah, what a design flaw. No fucking clue what I'm going to use for a banister yet. But we'll figure that out. Evo doesn't use mods at all, King Giga. Maybe it's way too long. Big even. I just want something. She's all well and good giving us that, but the bloody thing is, you know, you'd need 1 million of them. think that looks alright. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, that's good. Happen to think this game has better music than Jurassic World Evolution 2 as well. The game theory. I am kind of like, okay. I need to be careful how I phrase this. I think it's a good thing he's decided to retire. Because YouTube is a very difficult thing to do, and if new creators are going to have the same opportunities as those that have already become successful, we kind of need old creators to retire. It's similar to the whole, if you want to, people have got to leave jobs so that others can get promoted. I know it's a unfortunate thing to say, but eventually people do have to move out of the way so that other people can have a go. Ooh, that was a bitchy way of putting it, wasn't it? You get what I'm trying to say, though, I'm sure. That looks a little weird, but I quite like that. Yeah, so sorry, I am everyone is after attention today. um Plus I did say these streams would be slower paced, like I don't wanna rush stuff. I know it means that sometimes it takes longer to get things done, but I wanna take what the fuck? Where did that one just go? Oh, for heaven's sake. There you go. No, that one. There we go. Oh, it's miles away from there. I think that works. He mostly left because of his family. Well, family is important. Maybe because it's less busy, King Giga? I do prefer sort of smaller streams with fewer people. It's just easier to respond and keep an eye on chat that way. Angle snap to 45? Nope. Okay, angle snap off then. I thought 45 degrees was the angle of a stairwell. Apparently not. It's not perfect, but I can live with it. Wow. These were way off, weren't they? Big streams are more stressful, they are. This one needs to go over here. Yep. Happy with that. Technically, we would need, for safety's sake, one more, I think. What I might do with this is just go... No. I can't build with an audience. you get building shy, do you know, guy? Let's see. Make that a bit longer. Maybe. I think that's okay. This one needs to be moved slightly out. I think that looks pretty good. But you can see what I mean about it being very difficult to rapidly do stuff in this game. There's so many little microscopic adjustments that have to be done. Skull has more plants in my garden. I think having the skulls with some plants around makes it a little fresher. I do really like our little statue. Well, topiary. And I'm happy with the name. Yes, I know, sarcastic paleontologist. I apologize. I'm so used to saying sarcastically instead of sarcastic. Lining stuff up is so stressful because if you mess it up, you've got to restart. Yeah, it's why I'm building on a grid to make sure I don't mess it up. Yeah. Obviously, there is still a lot to do. I still need to put the banisters and support poles underneath the balconies. The glass needs to go in the windows. The other support pillars need to go in. I think we're gonna have I'm gonna have a couple more. In the back. I'm probably gonna have another. Let's quickly put one in there and one in there. Perfect. There you go. Support pillars in. And we'll do something similar along the side of the building. We'll put the glass in, and then it will be down time to, you know, put in guest sort of area bits and bobs, the restaurant. I think we're going to have like the food bits upstairs. The shop bits and bobs. Potentially something, maybe some more statues or smaller exhibits or something. And then it'll be time to decorate the outside and do sort of where our first exhibit's going to be. Because the plan is there's going to be a bridge. There's going to be a bridge over from the sort of exits of that building. There's going to be a bridge over a river, which will be part of several enclosures. So that's the plan. Anyway, I think we got a reasonable amount done. I'm gonna take some screenshots. Oh, okay. This game has a screenshotting option, doesn't it? Screenshot made. There we go. I'm gonna take some screenshots of what we've got done so far, which isn't a lot, I'll admit. But I want to make sure I have some stuff to show. And stuff to build thumbnails with, obviously, because there will be more of this. I'll take one from above. But yeah, we will be returning to Prehistoric Kingdom, like I say. So the aim is to play some of this every couple of weeks. So it's going to be a slow build, but we will get there. But yeah, I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. Next week will be a different game, which I'm not going to reveal yet. But it won't be War Thunder. It'll be a completely new game to the channel. And it should be quite a lot of fun. But yeah, that'll be next Sunday. There will, of course, be video next week. Hopefully, too. The second part of Baldur's Gate. And another Jurassic World Evolution video. And yeah, so hopefully there'll be plenty to watch in the next few days. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Bye-bye, Sarcastic. Hope you have a good evening, and the rest of you have a good evening wherever you are. And I will see you next time. Until then, stay safe, and good night.